if you look at the local authorities, like how they are kowtowing to Xi, you can see how deep the infiltration and how huge the impact Xi personally has on American soil. Right? This is not just one politician, this is not just one aspect, this is multifaceted. Right, and just look at like we're there like over several days, and we have 400 members of the new Federal State of China, and we're the largest group to protest Xi for 2 days when he's staying at APEC summit, and we're like our members like they're standing 14 to 18 hours on the 15th. Just make sure we can, just make sure he can hear us. Like we want to convey this clear message that Xi does not represent China. Xi does not represent Chinese people and Chinese people's benefit. And there's no way you can get anything from, talking to him or colluding with him, or because whatever deal you're going to make, he's not going to keep his promise. Because if you look at the history, like he never kept his promise. It's always been undermining and trying to replace America as the global dominant power. Because that's his personal ambition, and he's been purging all these...
Well, it's not just his personal vision. To be fair, it is his vision as the guy in charge of the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Communist Party believes everything under heaven. How do you say that in Chinese? Everything under heaven belongs to China. There's a saying for it, right?
Yeah, everything belongs to the party, right? Nobody ever have any, right to own anything. And that's the essence and to extreme, like essence of socialism, but it's to extreme. It's a pure communism. Nobody owns anything, and the power in its nature will be centralized to one person, just like Stalin or Mao. Like any division, like separation of power, like the other party will use any tool to take it over and to basically centralize all the resource to one person. And remember, over 70 years, Chinese people never got a chance to vote for its own government. And again, we don't want this to happen to the United States, because we see the United States headed for that ending. So that's why we have over 400 people there just outside of the very first checkpoint heading to the Moscone Center where Biden and Xi is meeting, and we're chanting "Take down the CCP," and we make sure we convey this message that Xi is the enemy of American and Chinese people.
She is the enemy of people globally. I mean, why do we celebrate a violent and brutal dictator? Dictator Xi, that's who he is. He's a violent and brutal dictator who disappears people that disagree with him, who controls everything and controls the mechanisms of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, I understand you just got back from San Francisco. You spent some time there, and the new federal state of China held some rallies protesting against Xi at the APEC meetings. Tell us about that and how it went.
Yes, I just got back from this dictator party, you call it, and San Francisco is a completely different city compared to 6-7 years ago when I first was there. It was a smart city. It was high tech. It was clean. And then all of a sudden it became this, filled with homelessness and drug addicts. And it basically for some reason, and of course CCP's infiltration is a big part of it, that it become really worse by many, many degrees. But all of a sudden you mentioned the homelessness is gone. And the barricades are up, especially around the venue, Moscone Center, around 5 or 6 blocks. They set up all these barricades and also the black curtains, on the black barricades, and also checkpoints for any pedestrian entering the area prior to the meeting even happening. And also, we learned that Xi demands no protests against him. And also send diplomats to the team he's going to contact with, and he said he does not want to hear from the new Federal State of China. He does not want to feel any members of new Federal State of China protesting or other group and chanting "Take down the CCP." So that's the situation, and makes people feel, is this a problem that we could have already solved, but
that's how they did it then,
and all of.
That's how they did it. They cordoned off the whole area, Roy, is what you're telling me. They closed off however many city blocks. They went in, got the homeless out of there, however they did that, unmarked buses or whatever, cleaned everything up, sprayed everything down, made it look like a jewel city that it once was, because San Francisco was truly one of the jewel cities of America until the Democrats got in charge of it and turned it into a steaming pile of, well, you know. And so she demands X, Y, Z, and then she comes here and says, look, we're going to take Taiwan whether you like it or not, so don't argue with me about it.